Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, where various black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G. Today we got James.
Yo.
And we may be joined by others later in the podcast. Make sure on your way in to make sure to share, like, and subscribe. This year, like I said, the number one thing we want to do is grow this community and this brand. So we can't do it without y'all. So make sure, to come in, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your peoples about us. Also, I understand that these podcasts could be pretty long. So if you want the small form factors of the podcast, make sure to check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description. Also, just so you know, we're on various different podcast platforms. And if you didn't hear us last podcast, again, just a reminder that now the audio podcast and the YouTube channel are now being released at the same time. So you're now on the same schedule. The only difference is that the video portion will be released on YouTube and Rumble on Saturday, and then on all audio platforms on Monday. So just make sure to check that out so you know what's going on. Also, if you just want to hear my thoughts, check us out on the Wisdom app, where you get to hear from me, and I just talk about things, what goes on, and sometimes behind the scenes. I also ask various different people questions, so make sure to check that out. And like I said earlier, I'll say it again, we're now on Rumble, so check that out also. And, we also have it Twitter, and on Twitter, we kind of put up, different things that we get shared to kind of, help the community out, so make sure to check that out. And then we also have an Instagram that I've not worked on. So, and also make sure to check out the Patreon. I think the episode we have up right now, we just released the podcast talking about the Hub 2021. So make sure to check that out if you want to hear more about that. That's actually on Patreon. So if you want to be a patron, make sure to check us out on Patreon. And beyond that, we're going to go ahead and check out the podcast. To me, why Americans get such a bad rap, I always say it's one of the most defeating points of being American. Is that we keep trying to force and apply our own ideology on every other country, and expect them to accept our belief system, and that's not how it really works.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to me and Norris were having this argument about that one girl who got caught smoking weed and got basically kicked off the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, don't get me wrong. If we're going by American laws, that makes sense. But you gotta understand, if you go to other country, that's a hardened drug. That's basically a crime. You're basically telling everybody to abide by our standards and our rules and what we feel is good, but it goes against their own position, their own beliefs, and their own laws in their own country. That doesn't make any sense. If you go over to another country, you gotta abide by their laws. Because ain't nobody gonna be there to help you. It's like, I don't know. Did you ever hear about that one couple that basically they wanted to prove that the world wasn't as bad as what you thought, and they started biking through Iraq, and then these two guys hit the couple and wound up stabbing them to death. And they basically in the interview they said, "Why did you kill them?" And they basically said because they were American.
Boom.
So that's why I will always say it's like one of the biggest problem with Americans, us, we keep trying to apply our own values and our own standards onto everybody else. And I'm like, that's one of those things I think is going to be a very specific force that's going to kill America. I should say it's going to kill America. That's not true, but it's going to buy us one day. I guarantee you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's possible, but I guess it should be plausible. It's plausible. But Americans are going to keep doing what they want to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Think about it. Like I just said, they've laxed the laws over there just because of Americans, and they want American dollars.
Yeah. But that's kind of like, somebody brought up a good point of like why we're dealing with all these wars and stuff, and why things what we normally do aren't working. Because the thing about the world today, the world figure out and understands America, but we don't understand the world and their culture, and that's the problem. So when we try to go overseas, at least the politicians try to deal with their cultures, from my understanding, we try to apply our culture onto them, but not understanding that's not the culture of the belief system. So that screws up a lot of things when it comes to peace talks, that because we don't really understand where they're coming from, but they totally know where we're coming from.
Really, is that what derails peace talks? Sure about that.
I want to say that's what derails specifically peace talk. But I'm saying that has some part to play.
Yeah, okay.
So.
I'll take your word for it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But again, like you see right now, you see it's changing. I mean, didn't you hear about what's it? It's Russia, China. I think it's Brazil. I think it's India. I think it's India. I think it might be another country. India and some other country, and an African country, are all coming together to form a new form of currency. You heard about that, right?
Sure.
I know, cause I know we talked about I know we talked about secession in America, and you explained to me that problem. But I don't think that if these other nations wind up with their own currency, there's an easy way to solve that problem. Oh,
Wow,
man.
Yelp they have a lot of account execs pissed off on here.
That's funny.
Pros, free snacks, quarterly gift boxes, health and wellness reimbursement. That's dope. Cons, micromanaging. Upper management pretends to care about you, but generally doesn't. Pick favorites only are nice to you if you're a top performer. Managers check in with you multiple times a day and hold about 5 meetings per day. Product does not work and customers have bad experiences. Sketchy selling is supported. Comps are so low.
I want to go back to something you said earlier about.
Management sucks. These guys are awesome.
That's funny.
What?
Okay, you said something about it's not the pizza, it's the ingredients. What do you mean by
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah, it's whatever. It's like you're like the pizza doesn't agree with me. It's not the pizza that doesn't agree with you. It's something in the pizza that doesn't agree with you.
Hmm.
A lot of people have issues with stuff, but then they think, oh, it's an issue with that. It's not an issue with that. It's something they put in it. You want to figure out if it's really the pizza? Go make your own pizza.
I mean, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. The only one I can eat that doesn't mess me up is Papa John's now. But outside of Papa
Make your
John's,
own pizza.
I mean, I hear
figure
you.
figure it out. It's easy to start isolating.
Well, no, I don't have any issue when I eat. Like homemade pizza doesn't bother me, and Papa John's doesn't bother me.
Okay, so then you have to look at it, and it ain't no Papa John's is better ingredients. It's not that. It's something that they put in the other pizzas that
Yeah, and I'm sad too because man, I love eating pizza when I can, but
but that's just it. Like the, it's just I don't know, dude. Like we were having like not an argument about this, but it was just I was arguing about how stupid people are now. So, and like it's not about like people eating stuff like that. It's just the fact that like when dinosaurs were roaming the earth, there was carnivores and there was like herbivores, right?
yes,
What's the
yes.
difference?
One eats plants, one eats meat.
Okay. I think there was omnivores or some shit too,
Yeah,
right?
omnivores. It's both. We're omnivores technically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So nowadays, there's when we talk about people, they say, "Oh, there's that guy's a carnivore, right? Eat a lot of meat."
Yeah.
But then the people that don't eat meat are called vegetarians. I was like, "What the fuck? Wait a minute!" Like when you think about it, you're like, "Why did they end up changing the herbivore to a vegetarian?" Or is people couldn't pronounce it? They didn't understand. Like they couldn't get. I don't get why what the difference was. Just like over the years, your teeth have changed names.
No, I
Like
didn't
you
know
used to
that.
have like bicuspids and incisors and whatever. molars, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Why the is your teeth now called canines?
You know what's funny about that? And that doesn't even make sense because not everybody has canines. Only certain people have canines. Like my auntie has canines.
Bro, you're you're serious? You're gonna seriously say somebody has fucking dog teeth, huh?
But you call it, basically people who tend to have teeth, like where kind of where your fingers are at, or supposedly when they're like sharp or whatever. They basically they said they at least from what I was told, those are called canines, but very few people have those.
Bro, I could have sworn back in the day they were called like incisors.
Yeah, from my understanding, this is what I was told. I don't know how true it is. Um, yeah, no, I don't know what the actual name was because I was never taught
Teeth
that.
are teeth, dude. Teeth are
Yeah,
teeth. So now all of a sudden, because your teeth look a certain way, they're like, "Oh man, those aren't bicuspids. Those are canines, you little dog." Roof, roof, roof. Like what the
basically,
really?
basically. Yeah, the teeth are
Like
shaped a certain way and they're sharp. Yeah, they call those canines.
yeah. And I mean, but yeah, like in that argument we were having, people started pointing out just like, well, things have to change. Just like you can't eat meat anymore, like a lot. You can't do this and this and that. I was like, it's not true. That's not true. You can't eat out meat all the time. You can't eat out all the time, period. Just because there's it's the food isn't pure anymore. Like it's others they add to the food
Yeah,
because they need to make it bigger, they need to produce it faster, they need to stretch it longer. So, people should really consider cooking, like just starting to cook. Like you're like, the only place I can eat is Papa John's. I'm like, but I love eating pizza. Well then why don't you just make it yourself? Even if you don't have 100% make it, like you could go to Winco and get pizza dough,
yeah.
or Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's got some solid pizza dough, got some good ingredients in it.
Hmm.
Or you can just make it yourself. You can jar tomato sauce, and that shit shelf life is a few months, so you can make pizza all the time. You can spend 4 hours. Like when I make my spaghetti sauce, it takes like 4 hours because I make it all from scratch. And then
My only issue with pizza is I can't get it. So it doesn't. Okay, this is weirding me out. um, the only reason why I don't do it is because I still don't know how to get the bread soft and it doesn't turn out like a cracker. That's the only thing I figured out.
what? It doesn't turn out like a cracker.
Yeah,
Crackers aren't soft.
I know that's the problem. I like my pizza kind of soft. Not when I eat it, comes. I bite into it and it breaks like a cracker. That's terrible.
Okay, so you're cooking it in the oven, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why aren't you just cooking it on the lowest rack of the oven?
Mm, I'm not saying I don't. I just don't know I just don't know how to do it.
And are you also putting some kind of like an olive oil or something on the crust?
No.
Because you need to do stuff like that.
Mm.
Or if you notice your crust cooks way faster than the pizza, I mean, you could always put like a foil or something on there. But all that is sounds like is a temperature adjustment and a couple of minor adjustments to your dough.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Did you just say, "Oh man, it's kind of I can't make pizza dough because my shit turns out a little hard. I don't like that, so
Well,
I
I didn't
don't
say
want
all
to.
that,
I'll
but
just go
yeah.
to Papa John's."
I didn't say all that. I'm just saying like yeah, I'm not. I can't figure out the dough part.
That part's easy, bro. We used to have pizza making competitions every year when we went on vacation.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you told me that in an earlier podcast that we did.
Yeah, yeah. My club used to get down. It'd be like four or five different groups,
Mhm.
and we would just make like we would preset all the ingredients, and then you know what I'm saying? Because just like cheese, if you go buy the shredded packaged cheese, it's not just cheese in there.
Yeah.
There's other in that to keep it from clumping and to keep it from blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you don't need any of that. Just go buy a block of mozzarella, a little ball of mozzarella, and grate it yourself.
Yeah.
Then you have just mozzarella. Hell, you can make it yourself if you really got the time
I
and patience.
yeah, I've done it before. I did it as a class project. I haven't done it in years though.
Yeah. But I mean, all of these things, just getting your ingredients super pure and natural, all of a sudden you'll figure out, oh yeah, not only does this pizza taste better, but doesn't jack me up, and I don't have to go waste money at Papa John's. And like I said, if you get a thing of mozzarella and you grate it up, and then you get pepperoni, like full thing, chop it up, and then you just baggy all this stuff and put it in the fridge, and then you have your spaghetti sauce, your tomato sauce jarred up with all your oreganos and added, shit in it. I mean, get your dough, and you can have pizzas and calzones shit anytime you want for the next like however the shelf life of your food is,
Mm.
a month. Friday nights is pizza night, so you can go make yourself a little personal pizza. You know what I'm saying? It'll take you the same time for you to make that pizza as it would for you to order it and go pick it up. 15
Mm.
minutes, you have pizza, and you didn't have to change your drawers.
Mm.
Plus, not only that, but getting the ingredients in a bulk setup and then just breaking them down, it's
Mm-hmm.
also cheaper. It'll cost you $20 to get all the ingredients for a pizza, or it'll cost you $20 to buy a pizza from Papa John's.
Actually, it's like 12 to 14.
Okay, $14, right, to get one pizza from Papa John's.
Yeah.
You gonna tip the people?
Depends.
Is that 14 with tax?
Give me one sec. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we do specials. Well, I do specials. Oh, it's $13.99, so it's probably like $15, $16.
Yeah, $16 plus. If you get it delivered, you're gonna have to tip them.
Yeah.
So, and now even if you're picking up, they still add service charge of like $1. So we're back to almost $20. But I'll give it to you. I'll say $15, and I said $20 for the ingredients, right?
Yeah.
$20 for the ingredients will give you a month of pizzas. $18, $15 will get you one pizza.
Yeah, I can believe that. No,
Which
110%
which one
believe
is a
that.
better benefit?
I'm with you, man. You ain't gonna hear me argue.
So I mean, at the end of the month, if you be every Friday, if you get one pizza, it'll cost you $60.
Mm.
If you're making them yourself, it's half of that. And if you're making it yourself, you don't have to stick to the same. You could make a mega pizza, bro. You could make a pizza with fucking anchovies and mushrooms and spinach and hamburger. I don't know whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
All right, cool.
But
I hate anchovies, but yes.
I'm just saying, like anchovies ain't bad. I had a pizza with them and I was like, this ain't bad. Like at first I was kind of skeptical, but I've always been down to give it a try. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. And it wasn't that bad.
Shout out to you, man.
Anchovies, escargot, all that. I was
Oh,
like,
I'm
man,
not
this
doing
ain't
escargot. F that. I'm good.
yeah, I did it. I did frog legs,
Wow.
gator bites, done it all.
Are you from the South?
I mean, I got family heavy over there, but it doesn't matter. Like when you travel, I mean, I did the escargot on a cruise ship. I did the gator bites in a parking lot of an elementary school at a car show off a food truck.
Well, I don't have an issue with that because those think they could eat us, we should happen to be able to eat them.
I mean,
It's only
it,
fair.
it just, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it ain't bad. I mean, chicken feet. Like I've had that a bunch
Oh
of
no,
times.
no. They try to give you
No,
chicken feet. I can't. I'm not doing it.
no, can't do it. Oh, no.
I'm not doing it. No. They try. They multiple people try to give me chicken feet. I said no. Holy crap! If we went to Papa John Pizza with the discount, I could actually get me a large pizza, cheese sticks, and some bites for as much as we pay for the pizza. That is funny. Wow, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's like the biggest thing, though. I don't know. I've always been like, well, I guess you can't be scared of trying foods, especially if you want to really travel.
I am mad at that, but like I said, I'm like my grandmother. I'm a picky eater. I get that from my grandma. So
Dude, trust me, everybody complains that I'm a picky eater. I mean, tr- hell, I think you were with us once when the homie was like, "Oh my God, you have so many restrictions." It's not that I don't have. It's not that I have a bunch of restrictions. It's that I want certain quality of food, and I've given a lot of stuff a shot, and I just don't like eating trash. That's why I stopped eating McDonald's. McDonald's is complete garbage.
yeah, it
And
is.
it's not even cheap anymore.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like before, we were like living like kings. Like, let me spend $10 at McDonald's and get like literally a sack of food.
Yeah,
Now $10 will get you just the same as anywhere else.
yeah.
So I'm straight. But
I mean, heck, even breakfast is one of the most expensive places to eat now than what it used to be.
mhm. I don't even look like at first it was kind of tough. Like, oh man, I kind of do want to go get a McDouble or something, But after a while, yeah, nah, it is what it is. So, but yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it's not that I have bad restrictions on food. I just don't like eating garbage. I'll try a lot of, but I'm not gonna eat trash.
yeah. I had a conversation with this with B, and like he was saying, like there's certain foods as human beings, like exotic foods that we're not supposed to be eating, and we do it any. Well, certain countries do it anyways.
Are you sure though?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know you're not supposed to eat it?
Uh, I'm not about to go into that conversation. That gets into religious, and I don't like talk about religion right now.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's not that it's your religion that says you don't want to eat it. It's not they can you're not like a blowfish or something. Like this thing's poisonous. Like if you eat this, you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Even though people
licking
eat that
toads.
too.
Yeah. Oh. Mm.
I mean, they said that like even prepare a blowfish,
Yo.
you basically got trained for years.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I don't know, man. Like people sit there and tell you, "Oh, religious, you can't eat this. You can't. It's sacred. It's sacred."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. People have been eating it forever, though.
Well, no,
Just not
I
in
think
your region.
well, no, I think sometimes it's like when they say don't eat pork. I mean, yeah, they do say like I mean we eat pork all the time, but they do say like even what you call like some scientists. I mean, they came out and say that pork's not really good for you.
Well, the pork we eat now is not real.
Okay.
Like if you look back in the day, they they boar, wild boar
Yeah.
was what they ate. Pigs they claim were just manufactured because people didn't want to. They wanted a easier boar. Like a pig
Yeah.
and a boar look almost the same, but a pig
Yeah.
is supposed to be a manufactured animal that was just manufactured for us to eat.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were like, well, we don't know about that, but I mean,
It's like those steroid cows. The juice up just so we could kill it and eat it,
mm-hmm.
which probably
but
isn't good for us.
but I mean, you just gotta look at how the cows were raised and all that. That's why everybody's getting into the farm raised. wild raised, grass fed, blah blah blah, no antibiotics, XYZ. Nah, dude. I mean, I don't know. People people that argue a lot about food as far as like the religious standpoints of it. I'm like, food is easier to just argue the point that scientists are creating this crap. And I mean, it's not even that. Just more you order, more you buy food, fast food style, the more, unless you're buying it from the expensiver like Farmer Boys or like In and Out. I mean, the places that you can see them on the grill. Granted, you don't know what they're putting in the burger before they have the meat, but
Yeah.
you can at least see how they're cooking it, what they're putting on this thing.
Like, like somebody told me before, they said, whenever you eat fast food, like I said, you can never go wrong with breakfast unless you get the sausage. They said the one thing you gotta be careful is the sausage.
I mean, you could go plenty wrong with breakfast. Whoever told you that crazy? Because they'll feed you eggs out of a carton.
Yes, that's true.
Those are terrible. The like hash browns they make have all kind of anti-clumping agents in them.
That's not good to know. I mean, that's good to know, but that's not good to hear.
I'm like, yeah, the sausage. I mean, the sausage is the one thing you probably know what you're getting into. Like, all right, I know this is gonna be bad, but everybody else is like, oh no, don't worry. But yeah, I don't know, bro. It just depends.
What?
Yeah, I'm allergic to his. And I was like, oh my God.
What
like,
is he
the
eating?
one man I want to maybe have a baby with.
That is the craziest shit I ever heard.
Oh, I mean, it should happen.
That is some crazy shit.
Think so?
Dude, I never heard of anybody being allergic to somebody's. I mean, bees being allergic. Come on, I never heard that in my life. But that didn't make any sense.
Well, her body doesn't want her to do that, guy.
That's like being allergic to pussy, That'd be horrible.
What if you got it? Would that be it?
Probably, dude. I mean, honestly, that's a good question. I mean, heck, I'll talk about I mean, if I had a girl who I care for and she gave me and like every time I smash because of her pussy juice, I wind up like with a super bad rash. Yeah, I think it would be over.
But
because in my personal opinion, that's a sign. Huh?
But you were really in love with her.
Dude, to me, that's a sign. That's just saying you ain't supposed to be with her.
So is being in love with somebody. That's a sign that you want to be around them forever.
Not if every freaking time we smash, I break out in hive. Like I just think
so. Your relationship has to be based on sex.
No, but it's a very important part of my relationship.
But again, it's not based on that. So
it's not based on that, but it's extremely
you loving somebody has to be.
Okay, but okay. Let's keep playing this. Let me ask you this question: can I go sleep with other women?
I mean, I don't know. You're a grown man, can you?
No, I'm just saying. Like, would she be cool with me knowing that situation? Would she be cool with me?
I don't know her.
I'm just saying because that's a very important thing.
Most women aren't if you're going to be in a committed relationship.
Exactly. So that's a problem. You expect me to be loyal to a freaking. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to leave her outright and really, really quickly. I'll probably stay around for a minute just to see like if there's something wrong. Maybe we could like, find a cure. But after so long, I'm only gonna wait so long till I'm like, okay, nah, like in my personal opinion, that's just. I'll be honest with you, man. Like I said, I'm religious. I don't mind saying that's just God telling me you ain't meant to be with her.
You sure about that?
Positive.
Okay, watch this. Okay. What if she had $1 billion?
Nah.
She had $1 billion and she was like, all this will be yours.
Nah.
No?
No.
Yeah, right.
I'm dead serious. No, I wouldn't do it.
I mean, dead serious you are not.
All right. I would love to take that bet. I would love if I could find a girl who I truly freaking like, and every time she she fucking squirted on me. I got like a really bad rash. I would take that bet. And she's a
Yeah, you
billionaire.
tripping.
I would take that bet.
You know how you know?
Well, how?
Cookie stayed with Magic Johnson. That motherfucker had HIV.
Shout out to
So,
her.
you
Because
know,
she's
exactly.
no, cause no, actually, I won't even say that. I think she's one of the few special ones. Cause ain't too many girls like her out there.
Mhm.
I'll just put it
So,
like that. Like
if a chick was handing G $1 billion with a B, you talk about Elon Musk money.
because
Talk
the
about
problem
Jeff
is
Bezos money.
the problem is the committed part. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I could stay fully committed to her as a wife, absolutely always be with her, no have to worry. But the fact that I can never really have sex with her without like getting like breaking out rashes and hives, it's like that to me is a deal breaker. Because it's either that or like yeah, sooner or later I probably would cheat on her, no matter what. Like that would not stop me. Not saying not saying that you should, or not saying it's a good thing, but if we can't get this sex thing, because you're right. No, my relationship is not built on sex, but it's a very important part of keeping it together. Absolutely.
Either built on money or sex.
I wouldn't say it's not built on either.
It's either built on money or sex. It damn sure ain't built on loyalty because you were like, if I can cheat on her, hell yeah, we
No,
can
because
get
I
this
didn't say
shit cracking.
I didn't say I would leave her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's have this out. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You as a person, do you believe that can you fuck a lot of girls and still love your one woman the same?
Sure.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
That
my
doesn't mean it's right.
I didn't say it was right. I'm not justifying it. And I agree with that it's not right. But I'm saying you can. Just like I can. So if you're asking me to be in a relationship, committed relationship with a girl who I can't have sex with, I don't know if I could do it. Not say I don't love her, not say I love her any less, but I don't think I could do it for a long period of time. I could do it for a little while, but we gotta fix that problem. Because I knowing me, I probably would step out. Not saying it's right and not trying to justify it, but nah, like I said, I'm not saying my relationship is totally built on sex, but it's a very important part of the relationship. It is necessary to keep that relationship together. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying
You know how many chicks over the years I've talked to that are like have some goofy like they're allergic to latex or some shit like that.
yeah, but that's different.
What's different about that?
It's different.
They want to have safe sex. They don't know these dudes. So
I'm allergic. I'm allergic to the powder in latex, like the powder that's in the gloves. I'm allergic to that.
okay,
But that doesn't mean nothing because I just don't use those kind of gloves. Same with my girl. If you're allergic to latex, it don't matter. That don't mean nothing. It's different from you being allergic to latex to being like allergic to like my nut or your like or like your juices.
yeah, no, but
Like
it is the same thing because you're supposed to be, practicing safe sex, which means you have to use condoms.
not with the girl that because you said I love her. You're saying like she's my
No,
dream
I'm
girl, or
just
whatever.
saying. No, I'm saying. I said, you know how many chicks I know that are allergic to shit like latex, but then they still have to use latex to, be safe. So basically, they just have to take precautions after they do it. Like they have to go and douche or wash up or do whatever.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, that I would be more like lenient on. That's a little bit different.
This
But we
dude
got to at least
said
be able to
that.
do something else. We got to at least be able to do something else
Mm-mm-mm.
because like I'm not going to be mad or because yes, I have heard of that. I have heard that. You're right. I didn't. I wasn't even thinking about that. You're right. That does happen. And like and that I'm more considerate of because that's not bad on her. That's just bad on the situation. So that just
So
sucks. So
yeah, so the fact of there may be chicks out there that have that kind of situation.
yeah.
You
But
know,
again, it's very very different because if I know this is going to be long term, sooner or later that thing's going to come off. If it's going to be like the girl who I really want to be with, then yeah, like that's not gonna be that's I know like we'll have to do different things, whatever. But that's different from saying like you absolutely cannot do this without it. Like this is something we're gonna have to deal with for the rest of our lives. That's different from like, all right,
Okay. But again, say you meet the girl, you're
mhm.
like, okay, you knew, I'm new, gonna rub her up. And she's like, well, I'm allergic to latex. All right, bet. But, still gonna use this. So she suffers through it couple years, whatever. And then you guys are like, whoa, we love each other. So you like, yeah, that thing coming off. Then you do it, and all of a sudden her juice makes you have a rash. Then you're gonna be like, all right, chick, welcome to Dumpsville. Population.
No. I didn't say that. What I said was, what I said
You
was,
said you were
hold on.
gonna cheat or break up with her.
That's not what I said. What I said was this was we're now on a time limit and we got to figure this out. We're
Well, there's
now,
nothing to figure out. Is
it
it?
is.
That's just how it is. You're
Yeah,
gonna have
then
a
yeah,
rash.
then at that
If
point,
you
yeah.
strap up, she's gonna have a rash. If she lets it roll, you're gonna have a rash.
Again, if
She's
that
stuck out.
situation
She's
happens,
stuck with it for years.
if that situation happens, there's no way out of it. I just think we're not meant to be together. I don't care how much we love each other. We're supposed to be with somebody else.
But she was stuck with you through all of her shit, and you were like, all right, baby, look here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave you a note on the nightstand type of situation.
Well, like, again, I ain't gonna be that brutal, but just at that point, it's just like
At that point, Keith's gonna show up to the house like, yeah, I'm here to pick up all G's shit.
pretty
Look,
much.
don't make this as more complicated than it needs to be. All right, just hand me the stuff. We out of here.
I mean, again, it won't be like that, but that to me, that situation is a sign that you're just not meant to be together. Because that's a weird situation. Like that just tells me we're just not meant to be.
And still, she has $1 billion, $100 billion, and you still know.
Again, it's a time
You was in
limit.
love with her. You was in love with her.
I know, and it's a
And you
time
still
limit.
like, nope, right?
Yeah, it should
And
be
then afterwards, you find out 6 months later that all it was the fact that the person can't eat pineapples. And you
okay.
were
Well,
like,
did
I
she's
love pine.
cheating? Did she's
No,
cheating?
no, you loved pineapples or
Because
whatever.
we wait,
Apples or something.
wait, pause. Are we talking about? Cause sorry, I'm going back to the pizza story. So I'm thinking pineapple pizza. So never mind. Yeah, you're right.
No, yeah, you just like fruit. You know what I'm saying? You be eating
Okay.
apples, pineapple. You was healthy. Like you was
Again,
working out, all that stuff, right? So then that was the issue. But you guys didn't know about it till before you was like, welcome to Dumpsville, baby.
again, I didn't say I'm just going to outright leave. I didn't say oh, I'm gonna leave right away. No, I'm going to stay there. And we're going to try to figure it out. But there is a time limit.
Yeah, the time limit passed. Y'all couldn't figure it out, so you was out.
Wow. And then it will hurt. I mean, there's nothing I could do. I mean, there's nothing because I mean at that point, unless she's saying she's willing to take me back, which it sounds like the story you're
Nope,
saying she
she
won't.
called you a scumbag.
Yep. I mean, it is what it is. It's just why I wanted to lose.
Because guys do like that all the time. I mean,
yeah,
think
guys.
about it.
What?
Like dudes purposefully are like, I would take a girl to McDonald's on the first date just to see if she's really down for me or she's trying to get to my money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll put it like this, man. If there's one thing I'll give girls credit for, 110%, I will totally give women this credit. Absolutely. That women put up with a lot more from dudes than I feel like dudes are willing to. And that I gotta give women credit for. Because some of the stories I've heard from women and the dudes that they're willing to who they're willing to stick it out with, I give them full credit. I would never freaking sit down and put a woman down for her like sticking through things. Because yes, I do feel like women are way better at that than men. No problem with them any of that.
What was
Absolutely.
that? What was that video? It was like, all right, look, we're gonna give this another shot. Okay. But the first thing we gotta do is clear the slate. All right. So did you mess with anybody else? Yeah, yeah. All right. So I banged like 36 chicks, had sex with your sister, your mama, 2 chicks while I was coming over here. Yeah, okay. All right. For sure. So that all be forgiven. Cool. What about you? I mean, I really didn't do nothing. I wanted the coffee with a dude. What? You want the coffee? No, I'm out. You gonna want to
Yeah, I
cross with
remember
a dude?
that.
You gonna hold or something?
I remember that one. That's some real shit though. That's why I give women credibility. I give them credit. Like men, like we gotta give women that credit. Like women are way more willing to put up with the crap that comes from us than we are willing to come with the crap from them. I'll totally admit that. I have no problem with admitting that. And I agree. I will totally give women because man, the first time I heard a girl tell me that basically she basically was hooking up with a dude with the fungus. Oh man, like I'm like, you're crazy. You're crazy. I couldn't do it. I mean, I could probably don't get me wrong, I probably want to leave her, but like we gonna have to get that corrected. But she was like, why he had it, she still was messing with him on that level. I'm like, you better than me. Like, and I would. That's why I would say I would never, ever, ever, ever in this world put down a woman for what she's willing to do with from a man. I could never because time and time again, I would say women are more willing to deal with bullshit, at least on that level, from a man than men are willing to. I give them credit. Hey, for y'all ladies, you got it. I give it to y'all. You're better, and in that sense, you're better than us. Absolutely. And any man to argue that point, you're full of shit. You know, very few men I know are willing to hang. Well, that's not true. But no. Very few men are willing to deal with that kind of stuff that I know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you want to say. Like, I give women credit for that. I give them full respect. I would never argue that point.
Well,
yes.
but
Again,
you also said you would give them a time limit or fix whatever was wrong with them.
It's the same way.
Which couldn't be wrong with them. It just may be just a little situation. But you just be like, nope.
It's the same. It's the same way how I feel, how I personally feel. Women will only deal with a broke guy for so long. You got, in my personal opinion, you got, as a man, when you broke, if you broke, you got a time limit on how long a woman's willing to deal with you, and I'm willing to accept that. Just like if you can't provide sex, there's a time limit I'm willing to deal with that. So there's a time limit on different things. So typically, and for me personally, yeah, no, like I'm not saying my love and my relationship is not built solely on sex, but I will say it's an important aspect of it. Absolutely, I'm not gonna lie about that. Vice versa. Like, I understand. Like, for example, like I'll be honest, where I'm at right now, this is a time I would love to find a girl of my dreams. Like right now, when I'm broke and have nothing and I'm being a bum, this time I like to find my girl. But then I also know if I was to find a girl of my dreams, I also understand because she ain't gotta say nothing. I know at that point I have to perform. So
what would you do? Would you just go out and find any menial job you can get?
That wouldn't be the first. I mean, at first, yeah, I would have to.
Would you agree with just starting to sell cocaine or something?
I mean, I didn't say I was going to be a drug dealer. if I do that, that's probably not my dream girl. To be honest with you.
Well,
I mean, if I was younger, that would be fine because she's not like the party type. But that wouldn't be.
What are you talking about? I never said she had anything to do with it, but you just, you gotta, make money and,
Yeah, I mean, I got at least start providing. Like I said, I'm not saying I would go do no cocaine or nothing, but yeah, like I would have to do something. I put like this.
Cocaine seems to be lucrative right now.
Put it like this, man. I don't know too many women that deals with broke dudes for too long of a period. Like I said, the longest girl I ever heard. No, I take that back. That's not true. But mind you, which I actually Keith brought up on the podcast, and he had a debt to rights. Because I tell him I don't know any woman that dealt with a man, no matter how hot he was, if he's broke for a long period of time. He's like, well, there's this one girl who did, yeah. But and then I wish I would have let that live, but I didn't. But he even said on the podcast, but I asked him, how she looked, and he basically said she was ugly. I said, yeah, that makes sense. Usually, if a woman's willing to put up with a broke man, usually not. There are exceptions. There are definitely exceptions. But usually, if a woman's willing to put up with a broke man for a long period of time, there's usually something behind it. Usually, so that's what I'm saying. If you're a broke man, sooner or later you have to perform. Because I have no problem with admitting, as a man, we are the replaceable sex, absolutely, and we have to understand that hard truth. We are definitely the replaceable sex.
Oh, you sure about that?
Absolutely. When we're talking about intersectional dynamics, not really about for society. And you want me to kind of break it down real quick?
Sure.
So, I mean, think about it like this. So, who typically got to go on the front lines? We do. You know, who technically has to basically, basically have to protect the house? We do. So, like anything that comes to violence or wars, is on a man to do it. Who's supposed to take the bullet for a woman? We are. That's what I'm saying. We're the replaceable sex. We're the ones that put our lives on the line to protect whether it's our land, our family, our house, whatever. We're considered the protectors. So even like a friend of mine brought it up, where he sat there and said, kind of messed up, where like it's kind of messed up, where it's on me to protect. It's on me to protect her, but she only cares about protecting the kids. But I mean that comes with. That's why I say yes. Generally, yes, men are absolutely the replaceable sex. Sad to say, but it's a hard truth to admit if you think about it on that sense. So I mean, even like if you think about like the ones who do the most dangerous job, men, majority men. Who's the one who's expected to go out and fight the wilderness to provide for the family? Us men. Who's most likely to put the lights on line to do a job? Men. So that's why yes, we are the replaceable sex.
Okay. I mean, it's all up for debate. So it's the balance of the world. The more people say, "Oh, this is the replaceable," the more people laugh. Like people like me, because if without the balance, the world goes out of whack.
I agree, 110%.
So it's not there isn't a replaceable sex. People just want to be like dominant in a role, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. We can go back and forth on that argument for 10 years. It's never going to be accurate.
I mean, what you said, I don't even know how I could argue that point so much. Because I feel like you were just making a statement that's like, okay, I could kind of see that.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah.
Well, I mean, because to me, it still doesn't really change stuff. It still doesn't really change my argument, though. Like, yeah, there's a balance.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's not going to change your argument. That's the best part about that.
Yeah. Like I mean, that's
your argument is your argument. Somebody else could argue on the other end of that, but at the end of the day, like in my stance is, anybody can say that, but at the end of the day, there isn't a replaceable who just sex or gender, because you need both halves to make a whole.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not really the point I'm arguing, but I get what you're saying.
You're arguing that men are definitely the replaceable sex. Like they can be up, but again, like I just said, you cannot do that because the world would be out of balance.
No, we've been doing that historically.
We've not been doing that historically.
What? All right, teach me something, because I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean teach you what?
Because you basically said we haven't been doing that. So yes, we did. We used to. Who used to have to go out and hunt? Who used to have to go out and go fight war?
Because we are supposed to be the dominant species.
Yes.
It doesn't mean replaceable. That means we're supposedly stronger and built to do those things.
Yes.
So that doesn't make it replaceable. Michael Jordan was supposed to be the greatest basketball player of all time. He could shoot, he could do whatever he needed to do. Doesn't make him replaceable. Sammy Sosa was one of the best home run hitters. Mark McGwire, one of the best home run hitters. These dudes were, had a great swing, strong, put a lot of power behind it. They were built to do that. That doesn't mean they're easily replaceable. That doesn't make them obsolete.
No, I'm going to say that. I'm not saying
that built. That means that's what they were built to do. Men are built to be protectors, providers. That's what they were designed for.
Yes.
It doesn't. So yes, why would you put somebody weaker on the front line?
Yes, but that's my point, though.
That doesn't mean that they're obsolete.
I'm not saying they're obsolete.
That doesn't mean they're easily replaceable.
I'm not saying that either.
That's exactly what you said.
No, I said a replaceable. That's not what I'm saying though. I didn't say they're easily replaceable. I'm not saying you want these people to die at all. No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying.
You said they've
that
been replaceable throughout time.
well,
Basically.
well, yes, but no, because again, we go to work. I didn't say that they're not important. I'm not saying you want to lose these people. I'm not saying, but I'm saying is we're the ones that are meant to put our life on the line. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
again, we are
So
the protectors. We're supposed to do that.
exactly, and I agree with that.
But that doesn't mean that we're replaceable.
I'm not. Okay, let me see.
Exactly what you said.
No, I know, and I'm not taking. I'm not trying to take that back. I'm trying to figure out how a better way to explain it. I think, and it's probably because the word I'm using may have an issue with, which is fine. I have no issue with that. I'm not going to even argue that, because I'm not trying to demean us as men to be like, oh, well, that's all we're good for. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is it's that we're the ones that are most likely to put our lives on the line to protect our family. So in that situation, we're just talking about survival, just survivability, like just being able to survive.
Yeah, but that statement isn't even true anymore. Before it was known men go out and do that, women cook and clean and do all that. Now women want to be on the front lines too.
That's true.
So
but that goes
that
back
statement's kind of obsolete now.
Well, that goes back to what you say, which I agree with. Which why you said it's throwing stuff out of whack, which I agree with that.
I mean, I don't think that really throws things out of whack. They just
there's an aspect of it. There's an aspect.
But yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just personally think it's what's the word? Semantics. I think it's just semantics. Just the way I'm saying. I think it's really where the issue's at.
Like I said, it's all up to opinion. Is what it is.
Yeah, we are the Opinion Piece Network, so I mean,
exactly,
exactly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, because I'll be honest, there's nothing really what you said either that I really disagree with either. It's just, I just think I think it's just the way I phrased it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't think, because I do agree. That's one thing I want to say. It's not. I'm trying to like delegitimize or I can't think of the word, but bring down the importance of men.
Aggressive.
Yeah, I ain't trying to bring down the importance of men. Like we should want to die or we should let men die. No, that's bad, because again, I don't know how true this is. I do not know how true this is, but you're right. It is a balance. Every society that was every patriarchy that was just a society that was just filled with only women. Basically, they always got taken over, and every male society that kill off their women, basically their society is no longer around. So you kind of need both for a society to live and function and grow and thrive. Without each sex, it's basically your society goes away either way. So whether it's a women's society and men come over and just take it over, or whether it's a female-less society and the society just dies out.
If it's all women, men come and invade and take over.
Yeah.
If it's a men's society, they can't make any more kids, and
exactly.
Those dudes are all like, "Everybody party!" Oh, we're getting canceled.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, dude!
Everybody party. Oh shit!
Oh man, that's just ridiculous.
Oh man. Oh.
What time? It's 2:00, bro. Ain't nobody on here yet.
I know, but we ought to pull out some good topics out of this one, though. I appreciate it. So, all right. So, I want to thank y'all for checking out the podcast. I definitely appreciate y'all. I want to thank Ella, Coolpad, and James for coming on. Great conversation as usual. Make sure on your way out to make sure to like and subscribe. Help us build this channel and this brand and help us grow this community. Also, if you want to hear from us on the audio platforms, check out the links down below. Make sure to check us out on Patreon. That's up now. We're also on Rumble, so we do upload to Rumble. And beyond that, I want to thank y'all, appreciate y'all, and yeah, we'll be back next week with another podcast. Y'all have a good one.